Please have a seat, everybody. You're very kind. Welcome, one and all, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Ladies and gentlemen, what are we looking at here? How far away? We are mere, what? 62 days from the election. So mark your calendars and share your Xanax, because as of today, this race is neck and whatever this is. Can we show this on CBS? Thank you. Harris is leading in most national polls, which is nice, but the swing states remain very, very close. And an average of 15% of likely voters say they have not firmly decided their choice. How is that possible? Honey, I can't decide. For vacation, should we go to the Four Seasons Resort in Anguilla or Dan's Shed O'Marmots? Remember, we stayed at Dan's Shed O'Marmots for 4 years? Why did we leave? Trump and Harris are both trying to woo these undecided voters, but they're targeting different groups out there. For example, Harris is reportedly going after women of every stripe, or as J.D. Vance calls them, witch! Women shouldn't have stripes. Women should have babies. All those stripes make it hard for me to find them in the tall grass. Kamala is also trying to reach young voters. That is so important. I am also reaching out to young people, mostly to ask, how do you do that thing on Uber where you add a stop? I don't, you just go, how do you? Does it go to a chip in his head? How does he? He's driving. He can't look. Of course, the biggest opportunity to win over undecides is the debate next Tuesday, September 10th, after which The Late Show will be live right there, right here. Live. Boom. Bang is what we do. Yeah. We'll have all the post-debate news, like who won, who lost, and did anyone get slimed? I like to flip over to Nickelodeon when I get slow. One of Harris's goals is to remind voters of how unhinged the 4 years of Trump's presidency were. So she's looking for ways to rattle Trump. That should be fun. Thank you for that question. Before I answer, I'd just like to say that I think we can all agree that the most memorable character in Silence of the Lambs was Jodie Foster. Also, birds love windmills. Sharks are cool. One toilet flush is enough for anyone. In conclusion, salad. I do have one bone to pick about Harris's debate prep. Turns out the Trump stand-in she's using is a guy named Philippe Reines, who also played a Trump stand-in for Hillary Clinton during the 2016 election. What are you thinking? Get him out of there. He's cursed. Make him Pokemon go away. Vice President Harris, if you really need someone to impersonate Trump for your debate prep, have I got a guy for you? I'm telling you, he comes cheap. This guy works totally cheap. I'm telling you, he's union too. A man with a barely passable impression. Can barely say the words he's supposed to say in the prompter when he's doing the impression. With no facts at his fingertips, right? These ones right here, which coincidentally are the entire impression. Right this. They're open. They're open. They're closed. Now one of them's up here. I don't even need a fat suit because I spent a week in Chicago. Trump's press secretary said the former president doesn't need traditional debate prep because he has proven to be one of the best debaters in political history, as evidenced by his knockout blow to Joe Biden. Okay. Let's be clear. Trump didn't deal the knockout blow to Biden. Time did that. Okay? It's like when dads say, we had a baby. You were there, but pump your brakes. Someone else did a lot of work. Trump does plan on doing at least one traditional mock debate at Mar-a-Lago, and former Hawaii Representative Tulsi Gabbard will play Harris. Now, you might remember Tulsi Gabbard from her No You Don't. So, both teams are in their corners getting ready, but recently Trump suggested that he might back out. So, once again, next Tuesday, The Late Show will be live or not, right after right after the debate, or an all-new episode of whatever's on CBS on Tuesdays. I forget. Let's say Tracker. Tracker, he'll find out what's on Tuesdays. FBI is probably an FBI. It's most FBI most wanted. Thank you, Tracker. Part of Trump's campaign plan is to outreach to bros, technically known as reach-arounds. So, Trump has gone on a lot of podcasts lately. Yesterday, he spoke to podcaster and cover model for Tiny Mouth Monthly, Lex Friedman. Friedman asked Trump about his drug policy.
You posted recently about marijuana and that you're okay with it being legalized, but it has to be done safely. Can you explain your policy there?
Well, I just put out a paper. And first of all, medical marijuana has been amazing. It's got to be done in a very concerted, lawful way. You go into some of these places, like in New York, it smells all marijuana.
He's right. You're right. Everywhere you go, he's not wrong. It does. It smells like weed everywhere in New York. It's gotten so bad, it's almost impossible to smell the fresh, hot urine. Almost completely covered it up. Trump waxed lyrical about the Truth Social platform.
I tell you, truth is very powerful, truth. And it's my platform, and it's been very powerful, very, very powerful. It goes everywhere. I call it my typewriter, that's actually my typewriter.
I call truth my typewriter, and my typewriter I call my dishwasher. And of course, my dishwasher is now my cell phone. Hold on, I'm getting a call. It's Mug. This is gonna be a minute. He always spills the tea. Hello? Then Trump went deep.
How often do you think about your death?
If you're religious, you have, I think, a better feeling toward it. You're supposed to go to heaven, ideally not hell, but you're supposed to go to heaven if you're good.
Okay. As someone who taught Sunday school for a few years, I gotta say, he kind of nailed it. Heaven, good. Hell, not ideally. Mortality was clearly on Trump's mind because he gave this bizarre answer to one of Friedman's questions about Democrats.
What do you respect most about people who lean left, who are Democrats themselves or of that persuasion, progressives, liberals, and so on?
Well, look, I respect the fact that everybody's in there. And, to a certain extent, life is what you do while you're waiting to die, so you might as well do a good job.
As Forrest Gump said, life is like a box of death. You always know what you're gonna get, and that's dead. That line's from Castaway. Poor guy, his wife was a volleyball, but while you're waiting to die, you might as well kiss the ball. Her name was Wilson. Rita Wilson, very beautiful. We miss you, Tom. But the real jaw dropper came when Trump addressed the 2020 election.
I became president. Then the second time, I got millions more votes than I got the first time. So I was told if I got 63 million, which is what I got the first time, you would win. You can't not win. And I got millions of more votes than that, and lost by a whisker.
He admitted it. He admitted it on camera for everyone to see. Once again, what did you do?
Lost by a whisker.
Okay. So, in other words, you did
not win.
And sir, how have you been coping with the fact that you're a big old loser?
Medical marijuana has been amazing.
Outside of the presidential election, there are some other big races to watch, namely the North Carolina governor's race, where the Republican nominee is Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, and his record is not great. He's a climate denier, a Holocaust denier, and has pined for a return to the America where women couldn't vote. Yeah. Truly, truly shocking that Trump did not pick him for VP. Well, now a North Carolina news site is reporting that Robinson went to a porn shop nearly every day of the week in the 90s and early 2000s. Well, of course, you gotta go every day, otherwise you're not getting the freshest porn. It's not like they refrigerate the stuff. And again, he went almost every day for over a decade. I don't do anything almost every day for a decade. Mark Robinson went to the porn store more regularly than I floss. Robinson wasn't just window shopping. The same report says that over the years, Robinson bought hundreds of bootleg porn videos. That's right, hundreds of bootleg porn videos from the 90s and early 2000s. I'm talking Armageddon Laid Tonight, Pulp Friction, and of course, Sex Toy Story. Surprisingly, the theme song is also You've Got a Friend in Me. But thank you. We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and Slow Horses star Jack Loudon when we come back. Meanwhile,